Oh, I think we're live. Okay. Mhm. Oh, yeah, we're live. So let's just quickly get to the business. Um, my throat is a bit raspy. I've been sick for the past few days, and I had exams and stuff, so I wasn't able to stream neither work on that. So my memory of this character is really blurry, and today we have to do a tie down on this. Let's hope we can get through this. Let me just recap what we had so far. So I'll play this out, and this is what we have, and we're gonna clean this up. And this is the character that we are working with, which is at the moment underneath the chat, the node existing chat. But I think that's good enough for the reference. I will have the full character sheet um on my other screen, so I can work with work with that. So this is the thing I have on my other screen. Okay, we are back. So let's get back to this. I haven't drawn in a while, so I'll have to warm up and stuff. So I was planning to do it before the live stream, but I thought I'll I'll take you guys with me, like how I warm up and everything. Well, it's not like a badminton warm up or anything like that, but I'll just do some doodles and stuff. And I'm gonna bring this mic down. It's covering up my whole screen. Recently, I've been working in Blender a lot, and with their new storyboard feature they have, it in Blender 5, it's very cool. You can basically start and finish the project while staying in the Blender, and if you want, you can just stay in a single file. You don't even have to divide it between the scenes and stuff. That's pretty cool. Um, I haven't tested out how stable Blender is. If you have like a bunch of scenes going on. So yeah. Okay, let's do a bit of a warm up. Let's do a face. I think I even mentioned in my last stream that nowadays I'm planning to do some fan animations. Uh, so to do stuff. sheet and you know character practice and stuff. And the guy, like the guy who shows up in my stream and requests me to draw a bunch of characters, right? That really, like, I think I'm able to get the characters pretty much to the not that, but the likeness is close enough that you can recognize the character without having to think about it twice, right? So that's what led me to, you know, it's more, you know, early on you can reach more people with that. So that's my focus nowadays. And if you have done a fan animation, like, again, it's more reachable. So it's not only good for social media stuff, you can also like reach new clients with that. Um, so yeah, that's pretty good. For example, I've been studying Rumi for some reason. Rumi from Demon Hunter. I haven't planned out any animation for them yet. For the girl, for her, I think that's her. But um, for example, let me try and draw it from memory. I don't know if I can or not. I like her look more when she's like in a hoodie, you know, instead of her those complex clothes. You know, I don't want to draw those patterns, man. It's gonna be her face is more like an egg, you know, like that. She has like a hair is stuck back down, back in, and shape up top. This size. She has these triangular, rectangular eyebrows. I don't know how close I can get her, like from memory, but I guess right now she looks like an old grandma or something. But we will get there slowly. I don't remember what her nose looks like, but so we'll just do like a generic nose. And her lips are kind of like this. Yep. And the lips are not breaking that well. When you're too tight with the drawing, the things like asymmetric eyes and stuff, they start to turn up, you know, which you don't want. I guess I'll just go with this, you know. Sure. Yeah, that's why I want to get the stiffness out before I jump into the actual animation. To make her smile. Instinctive. Oh man, I think it's not looking too good, but that's just a warm up. We don't have to stress too much about it. She has like this mohawk type thing on top, which goes up. Instead of trying to get the likeness, I should focus on the more appealing drawing first. Big ass lips. Still fix the eyes. Oh man, I think that's why I was a bit too stiff because the weights were on, you know. It was not copying my gestures. This noise suppressor doesn't register my singing. I don't know if it's a good good thing or a bad thing, but I do like to hum, you know, when I do something. Like I have this weird thing. If I'm like on a bike riding in the winter and I feel cold, I tend to just start whistling or whistling some tune, you know. It's looking shit. I was able to write pretty well last time searching it. If I do the lower button. Okay, let's look up what she looks like actually. I'm just making her face too long and then I'm trying to fit everything like with the face. So, you know, I'm doing the first step wrong, and because every step that comes up after that is based on the first step, I'm just, you know, messing up the rest, automatically messing up the rest of the things. So her shape, face shape is more like this. This. Does have a chin. You just, I think it's helpful if you just don't think about the 2D shape alone when you're like trying to get some likeness. You also have to consider the structure of things. For example, this is like her this is like the lower part of the face, and these are the chins. So that kind of helps. And then her top part of the face is way rounder like this. Yeah, her ears. This is her mohawk like that. And then from in between the eyes, kind of her nose, very small lips, chin is to bring the eyes in the center. If you have a center line, that helps you like keeping things in the center. The photos have a neutral face, so we'll just do like uh, do- then we just need to make her lower face a bit rounder. Now she's looking like a Giga Chat, but that's okay. We can just oh yeah. And you also have to consider the overall face, like shape of the face. So it's more like this kind of shape, where it's bigger on the top and very narrow at the bottom, almost like this shape. You can just keep this face consistent. The center line is about like third way through, and then there you can start to get the hairline, and then you can puff up the hairline more. That's how basically I break down any character design that I have to redo like a lot of times. So like if I do like a fan animation of this, and then her nose is halfway through the eye line, and then her lips are like this. Then you can just readjust the face structure according to the features that you've drawn in. It's just a back and forth stuff, like back and forth steps from process. I would say again you have to do like this thing up here. Yeah, line with the eye line, and then you do like this shape. I like to draw it like as a cube, you know. Then you have this braids down there. See, as you add more and more features, the character starts to you know. Yes. I think I've drawn her eyes too big, so we can just like shrink the eyes to match the model more. These are just micro adjustments that you have to just keep doing until you get used to them. And if you're like more like animating a character for multiple scenes, I think you just get used to it halfway through. Or if you like do a few test animation beforehand and before you start going to a full animation, um, it helps you just get more used to the character, and you make less mistakes, and you generally go faster than you would if you were just to you know get into the animation blindly. Eyes are more like apart, like wide apart. I think there's like one eye distance between each eye, so we can just move it outwards. Yeah. And now if I copy the reference and if I try to compare this, we'll see how many mistakes I've made. The reference, although has like a slightly different angle than what I am trying to draw, but still it should be fairly similar. If I've done the job right. Now I am using the chin as an anchor, and I'm gonna shrink down. Yeah, yeah, the features are a bit off, not too much though. Um, it's more like I think more of human error. If I had flipped the drawing, it would have. Yeah, it's almost perfect. It's just the yeah, and like I said, I've drawn intentionally drawn this on a different angle. So if I were to tilt the face forward like this, the hairline would come down, and then the mohawk type thing on top would reveal more. Oh man, We have a message in the chat. Let me read it. What oh, um where is the chat thing, man? Uh oh, hey man. Hey Donovan. I hope I didn't read your message too late. But how do I improve my animation without burnout? I mean, that's kind of a good question, but I think um the right answer would be to just take it slow. You don't want to, like, if you're on a tight deadline, like if you are trying to apply for a job and you have to build a nice portfolio, right? Then you probably need to build a curriculum. But if you're just trying to improve for yourself, or like for a future thing that's not too close to you, right? Like the in a far future thing, I think just do fun things that you like to do. um do draw something or animate anything that's fun to do. Do not stress about anything. Make a character that you like. For example, I in the beginning, I like to do characters like this, where I just had these big ass noses and these simplistic eyes and this nice small mouth and some n- like simple shaped hair. Oh man. Okay, the viewer went away. It's okay. But I'll just keep going. I'll post in the shorts. I mean, yeah. So even though this was not gonna improve my character design skills or animation skills for like a complex character design, but I had fun doing it, and what that did for me was it built confidence for me to start approaching newer and more complex things, that I can practice on. So that's the thing. I think you just slowly have to ease into things. Just do fun, anything that's fun for you, that does not burn you out in the long run. Just keep doing that, and once you're comfortable with that, you will start well, getting more and more comfortable with more complex things that you want to eventually achieve. And I guess that's the goal here. I have improved a lot, um but I would say I did burn out because I worked on a lot of, because I do this professionally, and I have to, and I do this for clients, right? And once they make a request, or make a, like, send me a job to do, right? I cannot deny it, even though it, even if I hate that, or even it's too complex for me, it seems complex for me. I just had to do it. So it kind of burned me out. For example, recently, like for the last year, I worked on a long with a client on a long term project. At the start, it was fun, but it started to feel hectic and started to burn me out. But because I was under a contract, I had to keep going and push myself toward it. Um, but sorry, I got lost. But what that helped me out with, it forced me to work on things I was not comfortable with, or I did not like doing. And that in the long run helped me improve, and now when I got back to things I like to do, I was comfortable with it. I was comfortable with with the things. So those things didn't burn me out as much, because I think I was trained more. I was like, if you like apply gym mentality to this, I was training my muscles, like, to a point that lighter weights becomes like easy for you to lift. That's it's that kind of thing. So, and mostly I'm self-taught. I don't think I'll give an optimal answer to this, but that's my, I don't know, I yap too much. But even like that guy went away. I'll also write a simple answer in the comments if you wanna look back at it. Okay, I will get back to drawing. I think I got it pretty close, except for the ears maybe. Again, the ears because of the angle, you know. So that's pretty close, I think. So, and it should be a good warm up for me as well. Now I can just get back to doing the actual animation. Let's go through this one more time, just for myself. This is the animation we're working with, and we're gonna start off with the keyframes. So I guess I should mark down the keyframes first. So you know the most important frames in this, so I can do them first, and then we can slowly go through each of the things. Obviously, this one is the kind of an important one. You know. Oh, what the hell? What's going on with the ground thing, man? Did I delete a ground? Oh, no, there's no ground. Oh man. Okay, I'll mark this red, and anything that's the key. That's a keyframe. That's a keyframe. I'll mark that red, and that's a keyframe. I'll mark that red as well. And and in my opinion, all of the frames in this run cycle are keyframes, but because you know there are just enough that we cannot declare all of them keyframes for technical reasons. We'll just go through and mark each of these. Again, this is a keyframe which I have already marked down. What the hell, man? What's going on? Yeah. And this is obviously a keyframe. That's not, and that's a keyframe. Yep. That's these are the main key. Like, there's not much to it, to be honest. Like, there are not that many in betweens. Like, the animation itself is pretty smooth. They're on like threes, so we can get away without so many, like a lot of in between, without doing so like a lot of what's the word for it? Ah, oh man, yeah, that looks cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I should do a more flattering angle. Okay, so I guess let's just go ahead and do it. So first thing I'm gonna do is remove all of the distractions. I'll turn off all of the effects, impact frames, and the ground for now. So we just have one thing that we can focus on. And I'm gonna clean up the timeline as well. Now I'm gonna add this to a folder just so I can organize layers more. Call this ban. Ban is the character's name, by the way. If we'll name this tie down. I don't know why I wrote R in front of R, but tie. And we're gonna bring the opacity down quite a lot. I like to keep it like at 12% because there's not much to it. It's just a rough gesture. We cannot use anything underneath it. We'll have to draw from scratch anyways, so we can just let me put this to the side. I'll like put this along here. Oh, yeah, and now I think we can turn the weighted thing off for this because we're trying to be more gesture full. I don't know if gesture would be a word, but that's what. Let me organize the other window a bit better. Yeah. Okay, so now if I show you guys my layout, let me was yeah, yeah, let me switch over like the scenes, and let me show you guys what I'm working with. uh Camera 2, yeah. So that's the setup I currently have. So I have this main tablet. Oh, I have this main tablet which I work on, which is like a 12. I think it's a 12-inch XP pen thing. And now I have the secondary monitor where I put all of my references on, and then I have this monitor which I use as a like as a media thing. And I play games on it. It's like 144 hertz or something. A friend bought this for me, like procured for me, you know. Yeah, and this is, if you guys are interested, this is my PC, and there are a lot of cables hanging around. Not too good with the cables. As you can see, there are so many cables around here as well. This is, man, this is a kind of kind of a detour, but I guess that's okay. So this is my like fancy, not even fancy, but oh, my light, and I'm gonna like do this thing. Oh man, what the hell? I'll turn this off. Yeah, that's kind of a nice thing. That's nice. It gives you feel like if it's cold, you can imagine this as a heater, even though it doesn't give out any warmth. Yeah, this is the light I normally go with. Like it's not too harsh, and it can complement the other light that I can put onto my monitor like that. It's a very sketchy light setup, but that works for now. I don't want to clutter my room too much. I have a small room to work with. Yeah, so that's like the. So I have my reference up here, and so oh, okay, wait. I don't wanna like see eight people here if they even watch it back. Yeah. So that's the setup I'm working with here. So I can put like all of my references up there, and I normally have YouTube playing on my main screen. Like I'm watching weird ass videos on there. Uh, but when I stream, because I don't really have to watch anything, I have to constantly talk and talk. I can just oh, I think my camera broke. Wait, is it broke? I oh no, it's working back again. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So that's my setup, and let's just get to work, man. I normally like don't like to have these distractions around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just either I can just switch to my painting thing because it just declutters my view a lot more. Like it just hides the timeline, which is the most clutterful thing. But yeah. So let's draw it. Let me remember how like if I knew how to draw that guy. So he's bald, so he will obviously have this thing, you know. And we were gonna, and he has this chin down here as well because his face is angled. You can draw this this thing down here, and it would be more vertical like that, you know. Uh-huh. Man, when viewers show up, it really gives me hope that and gives me motivation to stream daily. But and I was planning to stream daily as well, but I had exams which I consider them unnecessary. I didn't want to do that, but didn't have anything going at the time. I didn't want to sit free at the house, so I thought I'll just take up this degree and finish up my masters and stuff. But now it's like getting hard because I'm doing this full time now, and well, full time as in like it doesn't pay me, but I like doing it. And it really hinders with my schedule, like the exams and stuff. But I try to do my best. I don't know. Yeah. And so now this is going to be like his top end of his head, and these are going to be his eyebrows, which are like this shape. And since he's angry, he would do something like that, you know. And he would have his nose at this position, and these wrinkles are gonna be like that. And his mustache is going to be at this position. And now his chin looks too wide. And you want to constantly keep comparing these things, you know. So I'm comparing the distance between this point of the mustache to his chin, like at this point. So I'm trying to keep it same. And he has a slash on his eye, which is like at this angle, like almost. And then is this eye is always going to be shut down, you know. Convenient way for me to not draw symmetrical eyes. And now I think I'm drawing his head too big. Um, so I'll just do this, you know. And this is like the front plane of his head, almost like that, you know. And then his hair are about this, at this angle. I don't know. And then the whole thing will be covered by the hair, so we won't. I don't think we'll see the neck thing. Oh, the ears, right? So I'll just do this, you know. And we probably want to continue this on the back and not just terminate that. Yep. And then let's compare his the distance from his head to the tip of the shoulder. So it's like about like twice his head size. So it's like this. I'm just gesturing it, you know, from here to here, and I can draw this line here. So his head is like I can even compare it with my pen, you know, like this. Yeah. So this is going to be his terminating like jacket thing. Oh, I should keep the reference up like this. You know, to keep it like that, and then again we'll just try to copy it as close as possible. Now I don't think it'll be like this far down, but oh man, what the hell? I think I'm drawing the wrong layer there. Yeah. Yeah. So oh man, yeah. And it would be something like this, and you wanna be very intentional with the marks. You don't wanna just leave it to the accident, even though it can give you like good happy accidents. But in this case, we want things to be as intentional as possible. You know, happy accidents are not good all the time. And that would conclude the top part of his torso. And this would be the like this is his collarbone kind of, and these are his pecs, you know, like that. Yeah. And these pecs are overlapping like as in a 3D space thing, overlapping. his tummy, which is like about this size, and then the this thing here, like the knee, is overlapping. And he would have these wrinkles up here. I don't know how to draw them yet, but I'll figure it out. I probably don't wanna. Yeah, it would be something like this. I'm not even sure if I'm drawing it right. I'm probably not. I should have gathered some references for this, but let's just do it from memory for now and we'll see how that goes. And we do want to keep the camera thing around because I don't want to spend too much time on drawing the things that's not even going to be visible. But I do want to draw outside so I can reference it when the foot is moving inside the frame. I do want to have reference of what it looked like the previous frame, you know. That seems more like it. Yeah. That makes more sense. Um, yeah. So that's the knee, and then he's gonna have the belt around this point, but his tummy is basically covering the whole thing. So we can skip that for now, and we don't want anything like any tangents around. If you don't know what tangent is, let's say we have this circle here, and we want to draw a this this kind of thing behind the circle. So if we do like this, do it like that, um, you know, now that's touching the side of this, which is then this is the tangent, and to fix that, we can just draw it like that, you know, that gives it more depth. And I'll just, you know, that's kind of terminates around this point, which intake would be, um, yeah, yeah. That makes more sense to me now. And we'll have more wrinkles up on this side because he's punching up. Like he's squeezing like this on, so we'll do like a bunch of wrinkles up here because it's compression, you know. And then we'll do I don't know if this part is going to be visible, but we'll just draw like this sort of thing down here. Very simple, you know. Now let's just thicken up the parts where there's separation. And we do want to, if you want a shadow pass, we do want to add it in the tie down phase. We can do it like two ways. Either I can add a new layer up top, or I can just, you know, change the color of the brush like to a bluish color and draw it like this. That's less thing to manage, less layers to manage, but if we mess up anything, it'll be like a bit hard to fix it. But I guess we can go this route, and we'll do it at the end of the pose, you know. Yeah, I think we'll only be able to do two or three poses. So bear with me here, man. Yeah, let's do. And it's very helpful if you can come back to it after a few hours and you can find a lot of mistakes in the drawing. So let's do like this arm thing. So we remember that his deltoid was almost well, the size of his face, and it was a diamond shape. So we'll just try to replicate that. It's kind of a bigger than the, you know, yeah. And then he would have his like the back muscles with two faces down here, and then he would have his his bicep, like around about this. And then I think it then this muscle would overlap this for now because he's like he has his arm like that, you know. So it would be something like this. But the back angle does not, like the deltoid doesn't make sense at this angle. So you know, oh man, I think I'm drawing it too big. Yeah, and then and he's gonna have his hands. It's like the angle is more like this, you know. Like if we look at it at from the top angle, the angle instead of his arm being like this, like at the downwards, it's more like this, you know, at this angle. Then he has his hand up like that. The hand is more of like this angle. So let's draw the hand first though, which is kind of a complex thing to do. And you would have his hand like around about this, you know. Now we can just, you know, draw up. You have to keep the gesture in, right? You don't want to lose the gesture of the arm. So then this would be something like this, you know. Yeah, and you know, and then we'd have a cylinder which would go like this, and then we would have a back which would go like this. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, his arms are not too big, but I guess we can exaggerate it. It's not too big of a deal here. Same thing here, you know. You don't want to make the shapes round though, because the shapes are very rectangular in the design. So we'll keep it that way. That concludes the first pose. So now let's just do like a shadow pass on this guy. I'm not comfortable doing it on the same layer, so we'll switch, and I'm gonna name this RT light. That's light tie down. I just name it light, R light, which means rough light pass. Yeah, and we can where's my animation thingy, and we can make a new frame on there. And I do want to add an effect on top of this, so I don't accidentally like draw on this on the different layer. I'll name it normal. I'll do it like bluish color, which is this. This is almost like this color. Yeah, and I'll set this to 100%. And now no matter what color I have, it always draws in this, which will be helpful for me to do in the long run. Oh, yeah, that's more like it. And for the shadow pass, for the first frame at least, I like to do it the comfortable way. I don't wanna get caught, like I'm not too like used to doing this kind of art style. I can do it, but the shapes are not that interesting. So I'm gonna do it like this for now. I'll make a new copy of this, and I'll name it R fill, and we can light fill. I'll name it light fill, and we can use this in a clean up past the same light layer, but for the reference we'll have this down here as for now. So you know, I'll bring the opacity down more. Yeah, so his face, is totally going to be in the shadow like that. uh, and to keep the thing interesting, we can reveal some part of the nose. Yeah, that's more interesting. You see, I wouldn't be able to come up with this kind of thing if I was just doing like an outline. So that's like a, uh, you know, yeah. And while we're there, we can try and see if this works. Oh, no, that's too distracting now. I guess that's good enough. And we can do like this part here because he has a scar. Yeah. And then he would have this thing all covered up. And then he would have this thing, you know. Uh-huh. And then this whole thing, in my opinion, would be covered up with the shadow. You know, a very rough pass, but that almost works, right? We will clean it up a bit, you know, add some interesting shapes. You know, should there be like a wrinkle here, maybe? Something like that, I guess. Yeah. And then there would be like a shadow that's casted by the jacket. Something like this, you know. Yeah. And then again, we can give depth to the jacket without drawing anything. We can add like a shadow here that will indicate like there's thickness in the jacket, you know. Same thing here, we can do something like this. I'll give the jacket some thickness. And then for this guy, we can just now we're assuming that the light is coming from behind, which I don't know how much sense that would make, but him like leaning down like that, or what we can do is we can make the light come from this angle, right? Like for it's coming from this angle like that. Like front on. This angle. So we can, you know, dominate the shadow side to be this. But we do want some shapes around this area to give it more of a, you know, good look. I think we can unify this a bit more, because if we hide this thing like underneath this, it looks like he's putting his hand on something other than his leg, like a pole or something like that. Um, so yeah, so then this would like have a lower amount of shadow as well. More of a shadow would be like around this area, which would be something like this. Yeah. We can get rid of this guy for now. We don't really need it that much. But we do need the cast shadow from the jacket though. Yeah. So this wouldn't cost either. So let me get rid of that as well. But that seems nice so far. Again, then we would have to redo this guy as well if the shadow is coming from that side. Maybe we can have like an angle, like a light, so like a streak of shadow, or we can have this thing. Yeah, at least we can have this thing around here, you know. Yeah, and then this would be like this. Yep. and that's more like it. But I don't really like this shadow though, like up here. That doesn't make too much sense. It's not that appealing overall. But if I do this, I guess it's not too bad, right? Yeah, and now what we can do is we can trace the shadow with this bright color, which is going to be small. Use this brush, that's cool too. Let's use this brush. If you're wondering why can't we just draw this kind of shadow on every frame, right? Like if there's a subtle motion, like if there's like big space between each frame. So for example, um, this frame and this frame, it's not too bad. But for the frames that are close to each other, we have to keep the lines consistent, which is only possible if we have line drawing. Otherwise, like um, it just not easy to trace the actual fill shape. I think at this rate, I'm already getting sleepy. Will only be able to do this frame, but I do wanna do one other frame which reveals his face more. You know. No, I don't wanna trace the shadows blindly because this is a bit of an offset. So I'll do this. Then this would be I don't know where this would go. There should be an interesting shape, maybe something like this. But for now, we'll just ignore it and keep it simple. But this is a keyframe though, so have maybe we can fix it in the title once we have more detail. Fix that. But for now, let's just keep this. And same thing here, so we can keep it like this because we don't really have any information down there. You know. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. For the shadow, we can do like that. Question thing, let me see if there's a setting to set the threshold for this because it's like suppressing most of my humming, or when I oh no, now I should registering it. I hope I didn't disable the thing because then that's too noisy. Yeah. Yep. Now we can hide the fill layer for now. You know, and let's move to the next keyframe, which is this one right here. Yeah, and let's do the new frame for this as well. And she like shifts a bit downwards. Like his leg goes back, and yeah, his leg is leaning forward in this frame. So this is a keyframe rather than this. These both are the keyframes. So we'll just mark this as a keyframe as well. And let's do this one next. Yeah. Now we're just gonna use a shift and trace tactic because he's leaning his face more downwards. We can trace this face and then we can shift this to at this angle. So we can keep the volume and everything consistent. We don't have to look back and forth too much. And for the rest we can just you know do the trick. And because this is barely moving, like this whole part, we'll shift and trace this as well, and rest will draw just like the normal filming back and forth, keep things traditional up here. So the nose is going to move way down we go, way down. Yeah, and his mustache will move more down, but then it will get flat as well because it's like changing angle in the perspective. It'll be like almost flat, and then his chin would go back in space. I don't know. Yeah, because he's leaning his face down, you know, and then it will feel more of his like mass down here. And then his eyebrows are gonna be pretty much flattened out because it's gonna cover the whole eyebrow, like eye. It won't be revealed at all. Just move it down like that, you know. And his wrinkles, I don't know what to do with the wrinkles though. Oh, I think I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe I wanna, uh, you know, move this up like that. Yeah. Yeah, now it's making more sense. And then these wrinkles would move like up here, which are like this at this moment. This moves like that. Oh man. And then it just flattens out a lot more. And then we reveal more of his hair, like. That does look 3D movement, but I think we just have to move the hairline way back. And then, I guess that's it. Now we just move it down here and turn the onion skin off. As it's moving more downwards, I think, oh man, I think we have to shrink this face a lot more to exaggerate things. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't make too much difference though. So, and now, yeah, that's like a lot of back and forth because I'm trying to look for the. Oh, and while we're there, let's just do this frame as well. I'll just copy this over. I don't want to redraw that. Yeah, copy this over, and I have this handy shortcut up here. Paste on active layer. And maybe you can just move it just a little bit on the side, you know, and you know, yeah. And his hand, it moves from this point to this point. You know, if I do this, yeah, and this guy moves like, and because this is like going to this point. Oh man, the now again, we don't want to be too precious with anything up here. We want to keep things very, very loose. And same thing up here. So if I flip back and forth, let me turn this. Yeah. I think I should rotate the head a bit more than this, you know. Yeah, so let's do the light now. Uh, yeah. Now this looks very confusing, but all we have to do is make a new layer and just flip back and forth on this. So we'll have this. And these are going to be same, so I'll just copy these over and not too much work to do there. And I'll just transform it just like I did with the other guy. Yeah. Oh, man, with that. Okay, that's not too good, but that's okay. I just have to move this. I guess that's good enough for now. Yeah, and now I can just, I'll just delete this. Man, the shadow pass is like double the work to do, man. But the drawings at the end do turn out very good. So because like now he's like adding more pressure to it, the wrinkles gonna bunch up more. So we're just gonna do like this thing, you know, and maybe add one more wrinkle up here. And his head is almost in the shadow now, like 90% there. Same thing with this guy. It's like almost in the shadow. This guy is again also almost in the shadow. Yeah. And now to be safe, what we can do is we can fill this up as well. So I'll make a new layer. It's not necessary. I don't think we need that, but just so like because we're gonna have to do it at the end anyways. uh, you know. So it's just oh man. But we'll just do it with this one only. We don't want to do like the rest, all of the rest. What's the word? And again, this is going to be in the shadow as well. And this is 2. Okay, that's too sudden. Yeah, and the rest of it is just going to be in the shadow. There's no other. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, now we don't really need this, so I'll just hide that. And yeah, I think now we don't really have, because this is kind of an in between, so we'll keep this normal and we'll make this one or this one or this one a keyframe. Let's do that. So I'll do a add new and I'll do an add new, and I do wanna undo these so I can flip them back and forth. Save. Yeah. So let's do this guy now. And his face is more front tone this time, so we can be a bit more flexible with it. Looking at the reference is more like a cube than a square, so it would be something like this, won't be that big on the top. And then let me do this. So we'll have a chin at the bottom, which would be something like this, rounded off on the side again. And we have the eyebrows almost like this, but we don't want to put this on the like all on the one side of the face. We do want to center this. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. And again, and this is going to be an angry eye, which is going to be a pretty small one. Is the nose is right up here. Yeah. And then we take this and we do that. No, that's that I made it too big. And we do this, we do that. Again, we do this, we do that, and then we do this. Chin is too big. Yeah, and the eyes are too big too. So I'll make this one more small. And because this is the scar, so I'll keep it like this. And we're gonna round off this guy as well. You know. Sometimes you follow this like a pattern way too closely, the faces get done out very stiff. But at the moment, my main priority is to get the structure right, then we can get rid of the stiffness. Did I do the sideburns? I guess. Yeah, that's more like it. And then we have this angle here, and this nose. Ear is like at the bottom uh, of the sideburn, so it's like around very aligned to the eyes. So this would be more. Uh, oh yeah, the face is too wide from the bottom, so I'll just stretch this inwards. Let's stretch this outwards. Yeah, too asymmetrical too, so we don't wanna. Yeah. Now the face seems too big compared to the body, so we'll shrink this down, and, and this would be his jacket. Same thing here. Again, we'll follow the same structure for the arm, which is a diamond shape that starts like this. You have to consider the perspective in this, and we have to go more with intuition than just the shapes. Which is like, you know, very rectangular shapes, almost like a gear, uh, you know. Yeah, that's cool. We just need to shrink this down just a little bit so his hand feels like it's on a different angle. And then his this foot is coming forward like that, so this would be, you know, punched up like this. Hand is still on the ground, so again, yep. And then this hand is already gone way back. Aha. And yep. So he goes from this to this, boys. Yeah. Yeah, let's do the shadow pass now. Mm, yeah. Oh, I gotta fix the life notes thing. Taking drawing requests. Yeah, that looks more better. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. Before I do the shadow pass, let me see if there's like a way to do the thing. To set the threshold for the noise reduction. Oh, the strength. Wait, let me see. So far, I sound good. Okay, now the strength is at the half point. Now it's like a quarter way up. Let's see how I sound. Let's see how I sound. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's not clipping as much as it was doing like last time. Yeah, that's cool. Filters, where the fucking? Yeah, the compressor is doing a good job there, I think. Yeah, now this is without compression, and this is when I put the compressor on. So let's see what these things do. If I put the compressor ratio up, and it's like on 11.5 now. But if I put this to 23, now this is like 25 ratio 0.50 by 1. Okay, now it's back to 3.1. Let's see what does the threshold do. If I put the threshold all the way up, not that isn't making too much difference. I guess back to the same thing. Now I have the ducking feature on. Okay, it's just ducking my own voice. Okay, that's cool. Oh, if I like add filter to this and I add like a compressor, I duck in my own voice. Hello. Oh no, that's not that. Okay, so we're going strong. Let's do the shadow for this, and then I'll do something else. Else, if someone shows up, will work more. If someone does not, I'll cut the stream, and I have to appear in the exam tomorrow. So yeah, let's just do that. And okay, now I'm lost what I wanted to do with that thing. Yeah. So now, let me zoom out a bit and see what we have here. What? What? Oh, it's my cat. Yeah, that's my cat coughing. I thought I was hearing something through my headphone. So it's like a big jump. We can just, because the light is coming from this direction, we can just, you know, get away with, you know, doing too much. Find them later once we have the thing going. Yeah, I think we're pretty good, like in this department. No, accurately, this would catch like light around this area because we wanna show this hand being back in like in space. We can just put it in the shadow, and this will automatically convey that this hand is back there, especially when it's just on screen for 2 frames. Um, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then we would just add like this kind of thing up here, and the rest is going to be in the shadow. So yeah, I'll just do this. Yeah, just as an indicator. Oh man, I don't wanna. Yeah, let's keep going today. I will do one thing though, because now the playback is getting laggy. So I will like crop out the some of the canvas that we're not using anymore. Yeah, so pretty much all of it. So I'll just crop it out to this point, like make the resolution just half. You know. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, now we can just bring the reference up here because he's not doing anything. So, yeah. And while we're like cleaning this up, we don't want to forget to, keep comparing the reference, like the drawing, with the original one. I think his sideburns are bigger than the one we have here. Um, but we can adjust in the cleanup because this is not even like a close comparison. You know. So this is what we have so far. Okay, I'll put this guy over to this side, and I'll make this smaller. Yeah, so it doesn't distract me. And for the viewers, I can even put the reference somewhere around here so they can see what I'm working on. But for now, I think that's good enough. We don't want to clutter the thing too much. Oh man, the guy who commented on my channel, he has a pretty good channel, man. It's like 3.42k subscribers. Man, that's a dream for me. Wish I had this many subscribers. Does it go live? Oh yeah, it does go live for just a little bit. Interesting, man. I hope you keep going and be consistent with the work, and you'll get through, man. If you want, I can do like tutorials and stuff for you. But for now, we are pretty good here. Yeah. Okay, let's do a fun drawing like we did last time. Now I don't want to animate anymore. We good. We'll wait. I think we'll wait half an hour more to get the stream to 2 hours, and then we'll get off. So we can draw something in like 2 hours. Let's see what we wanna draw that I can post on Instagram later. Pinterest is not that good nowadays, to be honest. Pinterest gives you very generic ass things to draw, and if it's not generic, it's too hard that it's scary to draw now. Um, oh, I can we can try to draw some, but I don't want to make it like a big thing. We'll just keep things simple for now. Let me see. See. Can't really think of anything to draw at the moment, but let's see how far. I'm gonna draw this subject and let's see how far we can get in just half an hour. Oh, good lordy. What can we draw? What can we draw? Uh, um, okay, let's draw it. Let's try and draw this. I'll put this to the side. It's not gonna be good, man, but I'll try to get there. We're not gonna start off with an ink. I'll just get my brush that I like to do studies with. Put down a nice simple color. Uh, let's just do this color. You know, this is like a base. I don't wanna like some desaturate this just a little bit. Yeah, that's more like it. We can add some more red to it though. You know. Mix like natural colors. And my chat is in the way. Oh, I think you guys don't need layers for this, right? So I can put this to the side. And we don't need this either. We just need this toolbox. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's draw the silhouette first. So silhouette is like we'll select an opposite color to start off. I'll select this color. And silhouette is almost like this. It's a hunchback, which you wanna get right from the start. You know, we wanna get the gesture down first. We don't want the last gesture to look stiff right at the start. You know, oh, made the same mistake. Yeah, now we can uh, start off with the colors. Where is my brown color? So I'm gonna start off with the shadow pass first. So I'll pick like a shadowy color that I want to go with, and I'll draw like shadow. It's a bit too vibrant at the moment, but that's okay. So the light is coming from this angle. Thing is pretty much in the shadows. So yeah, now let's pick like a light color for this, which is very saturated. Get the form right at the moment. So hands up. Goes up here. Not too many though. Yeah. Okay. Now we need like a darker color, like in the mask to define it. Now we do want to be mindful of the shapes at all times. We don't want to lag when it comes to putting down the shapes. Now this bright part here, even though the light source is like light source is coming from this angle, and but these are bounce light, most probably coming from because there's some guy standing here holding this thing up, like that, and it's reflecting from this side. So we're gonna take some liberty with that. I'm gonna make them walk cooler than they actually are. But for now, we just wanna focus on the bigger shapes and not worry about too much about the other things. And yeah, and this is gonna be the same thing down here. We do wanna make some separation so it doesn't look like it's like overlapping or something like that. Yeah, I find that if I get into the line art first, it gets hard to do the shapes right. So I just tend to just go directly to shapes nowadays. Shapes are kind of more important, you know. And we can get this, and we can add one more light just so I'm not confused about the planes. Yeah, this is good. These are gonna go at this. Yep. And let's do a very warm bluish hand, which is something like this. We do want to make it quite small. Shouldn't have put this much color on. Let's make it dark now. More dark and more less colorful. And now then this brown stick. Very monochromatic composition. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I gotta unify all of that. Uh, yeah. Right now I'm just putting down the bigger shapes. I think it's good time to introduce a bounce light, you know. This color is good for the bounce light, so I'll just use this. Though the brightness is pretty much there. Her hand is like it's doing this, so the cloth is all bunching up in this angle. Let's put like a color on this guy. Not too much though. Yeah, let's put her face in there now. Her face is almost like this, not too dark. Uh, like almost about this color. Uh, I don't think I don't want to put the hair down yet because the hairs are same color as this, so it'll just confuse me. Yeah, this is the forehead. Uh, very lighter cheek planes. This is the nose. This is the chin. Yep. And now we can get this more down. Let's add like a reddish tone. Uh, you know. Okay, let's define the face first because face is the main focus of things. So I'll get my finer brush and I'm gonna start doing my work here. Like a dark color to get her eyes in. The underneath of her nose, her lip, and her chin. And her nose is like this. So we'll respect that and keep it like that. We are missing some of this color from the light from the skin tone. Oh man, the colors are not that great, but I guess we can work with it for now. Yeah, let's fix the other things first, and then we'll come back to this guy. Um, and this is pretty much in the shadow realm up here. Good though. I think it's time we add the line art on top and then and start fixing some of the bigger mistakes. Basically redoing the whole thing. If I can even draw this properly. I like the gesture a lot, and then they were. Yeah, I think we made the face too big in this. We can even scale this down just a little bit. Uh, yeah, and then this. Man, there's no. I don't really see any structure down here. I don't know what to work with anymore. Globe of wrinkles and nothing else. No wonder I messed up with this one. Set this to multiply just so the line art is clear to me. And I'm gonna pick this brush again. And I'm gonna start doing some cleanup around the character. Do the planes first, like the main planes first, you know. I should get rid of this guy. And I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. Yes, the top plane is this, and then side plane is this again. And then the very side plane is this part. And then the darker part would be around this thing. Again, same formula up here. And again, let's erase this and do the same thing. Yeah, that's looking more like it. Uh, yeah, we'll get this from this angle so we have some more things to work with here. And we'll do this. And we'll do that. There's, a, there's no sense of light or anything. So that's not working. Maybe now I wanna hide this. Now that I've done a study on that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna redo everything and I'll hide that and I'll hide this. Let me do like a quick line art. which my usual setup. Um, so we have this character, leaning like this. Now with this, we want to shrink the face down. We have this. Let's do like a top drawing. Give her a big ass coat. Robe. She has this long robe, which is this, and whatever she's wearing underneath, we are not too familiar with that, you know. And this is our only concern. We don't care about anything else. Okay, so let's do. Moment. Yeah, yeah. Let's hide that, and let's redo this whole thing, man. I select this. Do like a very grayish background. It is coming from this angle, so that to our advantage. And her thing is like a brownish color. Keep the lighting simple for this one because there's a object is already complex enough. I chose quite a complex project subject. I mean, we will get through this, even if I have to stay up till 12 a.m. Oh, no, that was working fine before I did anything. Yeah, that's it for now. Yes, I'll save this and we'll come back to this. But for now, that's pretty good. So, yes, that's it for now. I'm gonna go to sleep. To see Donovan, Astral Animator, in the chat. Hopefully he'll go back and get his answer, which is not too satisfying, but you know, that's the right thing. And just to end the stream off, I'm gonna play this guy again. You know, we'll have to deal with this for now. Yeah, and let's play this again. Oh, I didn't turn on the effects or anything. Yeah, it looks very bad without the effects, right? And the ground. Now it should be pretty cool. Uh-huh.